Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 152 based on novel. So let's start. Ping Hai Company's 86th level meeting room. Big Sister Shu, it should be fine, right? The short-haired lady looked at Shushin. No problem. Shushin sat calmly. Luo Feng had been in Primal Chaos City for over 30 years. However, in the actual universe, it had been over 100 years. It might seem like a long time, however in the vast universe, it was simply a little flash. Especially with the eternal body, Shushin's appearance hasn't changed at all over the 100 years, only her gaze and aura. It had obviously matured from before, just like light sharpening and shaping a gemstone, revealing her beauty. I don't know if we can make it in time. Shushin closed her eyes, muttering within, Luo Feng is just about to leave Primal Chaos City. I hope we pass the inspection in a few days. Several knocks on the door. Come in. Shushin opened her eyes, her gaze deep and wise. This was formed from managing a large corporation, for long periods of time, something that formed naturally over the course itself. The door pushed open and a very formally dressed Bo Ti bureau chief, accompanied by a silver-haired green-eyed middle-aged lady walked into the meeting room, followed by 8 other staff behind them. How's the inspection? Shushin smiled and stood up. Ha ha, I knew Mrs. Luo wouldn't let me down. Bo Ti laughed loudly. Beside him the middle-aged lady also smiled. Mrs. Luo, according to our audit department's inspection, your half-year report is completely accurate, with a marginal error of only 0.01%. Shushin immediately grew excited. Big Sister Shu, we've succeeded. Beside, the short-haired lady cheered excitedly. Congratulations, Mrs. Luo. The middle-aged lady smiled and extended her arm. Shaking hands is a formality of Earth right. Thank you, thank you. Shushin fought hard to suppress her excitement as she shook her hand, however her eyes were already filling with tears of joy. Her hard work was all for this day. Finally, they managed to reach it just in the nick of time. Mrs. Luo. Bureau Chief Bo Ti smiled. According to the half-year report, Ping Hai Company's current capital value is at 100,012 mixed elements. According to our levels given to the companies under the Virtual Universe Company, Ping Hai Company's capital has already reached the second-tier level, hence. I will immediately request, within a day, for the changes within Ping Hai Company. Mrs. Luo, you too will be rewarded with the respective power. Yes. The silver-haired green-eyed lady nodded. In a while, the main department will send people over to arrange matters for Mrs. Luo to enter the core. Congratulations, congrats. Bureau Chief Bo Ti laughed loudly. Mrs. Luo, you've entered the core level as a last phase member. Mr. Luo is in the core absolute beginning region. Husband and wife have both entered the core of the Virtual Universe Company. This is definitely a fairy tale. Shushin could barely contain her excitement and joy. Thanks, my company has already prepared a banquet for everybody, Shushin said. Mrs. Luo. The silver-haired green-eyed lady shook her head and smiled. I need to leave immediately to report the results back to the management. Also request for your company's rise in tier, hence I won't be staying. Yes, the change in tier of a company is extremely important, we do not dare to stay. Bureau Chief Bo Ti said too. After a while, the group from the Virtual Universe Company left quickly, only Shushin and her helper were left. Big Sister Shu, Big Sister Shu. The short-haired lady cheered excitedly. We did it, we've succeeded, truly, we really did it before Mr. Luo Feng returned, we've made the company huge, becoming a second-tier company. My God, this is simply unbelievable, too unbelievable. Shushin nodded, her face filled with excitement. As long as we work hard, we can do anything. We did it. We really did it. Shushin turned, looking out through the huge glass window. In it showed her reflection. Compared to the time when the swallowing beast incident happened on Earth, her appearance hadn't changed at all, still as beautiful, her figure still slim. Over the 100 years of change, she hardly ever got this excited anymore. At this time, however, the lady reflected in that full-sized window was almost like a teenage girl falling in love for the first time, filled with excitement and anticipation. I don't know just what expression he will have when he meets me in Yuseong Mountain. Shushin said softly, her eyes filled with anticipation. When Luo Feng was in Primal Chaos City close to 20 years, 60 years had already passed in the actual universe. Over 60 years, Shushin had turned the initial 30,000 mixed elements from their merger into a huge corporation. Over 60 years, raising it to over 100,000 mixed elements. There was Luo Hua's work in it too, however Shushin as the main person in charge, and had played a critical role. Over 60 years, earning over 60,000 mixed elements. This speed of profits, even the master of the Yunmo planet couldn't compare. Of course the only reason Shushin was able to do such a thing, was because she had the initial capital to begin with. As Luo Feng had given large amounts of wealth to his younger brother and wife, making Pinghai Company's initial formation already having a value of 600 mixed elements. 600 mixed elements. It was comparable to a wealthy sector lord, even a poorer undying. This level of wealth, even the Black Dragon Mountain Empire Emperor couldn't fork out such a sum immediately. The starting capital was huge. Naturally the scale of their operations started big. If one began a new company with only $100 million universe dollars, that's considered extremely wealthy in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. That little bit of capital could at most buy a few hundred life planets, however after 10 million years of struggle, increasing their wealth by 10,000 times. That would only be 1 trillion universe dollars, simply one mixed element. Hence the starting capital was very important. Due to Luo Feng, Pinghai's starting capital was close to 600 mixed elements, and later due to Shushin's leadership and skills, Luo Hua's investment abilities, they grew on a very large, but difficult scale. Through this virtuous cycle, they attracted the virtual universe company's investment, allowing their scale to take another huge jump and advance forward. Finally, 100 years of time, Pinghai Company's net capital finally exceeded 100,000 mixed elements. This was a huge sum that would make many undyings hold their breaths. Primal Chaos City. The energies revolved. Luo Feng sat cross-legged in his own training quarters balcony. On the other balconies too were warriors either standing or sitting. With a glance, tens of thousands of warriors were treasuring their time and looking at the skies. Those visible origin laws almost like gears revolving. They glanced at them before returning to train. And Luo Feng, even though it looked like he was studying, in truth his consciousness had entered the virtual universe training grounds and was going through simulations. The 9-universe tablet secret room will open again tomorrow afternoon for another batch of warriors to enter. Luo Feng had checked earlier, then I'll go to the Heavenly Bridge again tomorrow. As for now, it's my last chance to train, putting together everything I've learnt over these past years, raising the power of the Nanshan armament to its limit. Studying was very important. Unleashing what one studied was important too. On the balcony Luo Feng opened his eyes. Come meet me now. A voice immediately resounded within his mind, come meet me now. Come meet me now. Come meet me now. The sound reverberated time again, causing the surviving 816 geniuses of the initial 1,000 to stop their training. It's the night. Luo Feng immediately rushed into the sky. From the vast wastelands, from the different corners of Primal Chaos City, silhouettes rushed into the sky. A total of over 900 silhouettes headed towards the same direction. In the skies of the city, a dark blue fish that was a 1,000 meter long, almost like a strange beast waving its tail broke through the condensed primal chaos space and flew over. That powerful energy that made people submit emitted from within that blue fish ship. The cabin door opened and 10 silhouettes flew out. Leading them was a green armored purple-scaled man. The large fish that was floating in mid-air immediately vanished. At this time, Luo Feng and the rest of the 816 geniuses, and close to 100 undyings, had already gathered in the air above, respectfully waiting. Greetings, Knight. A group of undyings bowed. Greetings, Knight. Luo Feng and the vast group of geniuses, too, bowed respectfully in mid-air. A snort, just that sound alone fell like a heavy hammer on the group's hearts. The green armored purple-scaled man was like a god, coldly gazing down on the floating group, and the tens of thousands of warriors in Primal Chaos City could all feel that pressure, not daring to look at him. Terrifying. Luo Feng couldn't help but feel cold sweat bead down his forehead. It was almost like an ant being stared at by a huge and powerful dragon. I didn't expect the knight's rage to be so terrifying. Luo Feng held his breath. Back then we first met the 9-blade knight in the virtual universe. Maybe the virtual universe network could at most hold some of his consciousness, hence his pressure wasn't that strong. When he came the last time, he controlled his aura too. I didn't expect that simply letting it out a little. Silence. Close to 100 undyings, and over 800 geniuses didn't dare make a sound. Primal Chaos City is the safest place we've arranged for you all. The green armored purple-scaled man stood in mid-air, almost like a god, surveying the group below him, and 1/5 of the 1,000 died here. It's very disappointing. Silence. In the air above the city, Luo Feng and the group could only listen obediently and not make a sound. There's still 10 days before you have to leave Primal Chaos City. The man said coldly, when that happens, you'll discover that it won't be as safe as before. If you can lose 1/5 of the group in such a safe place like Primal Chaos City, then when you return to the actual universe, I fear that within 100 years, only 500 of you will be left. Grasp your final 10 days. Whoever needs to try the Heavenly Bridge, go ahead. Whoever needs to study the tablets, go ahead. When you leave Primal Chaos City, it'll be a long time before you ever return here again. The green-armored purple-scaled man waved his hand and ordered, go. Yes. The large group replied. With that, the group dispersed and headed in all directions in the city. The pressure exerted by the night was simply too much. The green-robed purple-scaled man took a stride and vanished immediately from the skies above Primal Chaos City, appearing in a desolate area's huge mansion that was enormous, but yet plain and simple. This mansion had a completely black door. Ha ha, it's rare a good friend pays me a visit. With a laugh, the black door automatically opened. A three-eyed old man dressed in what seemed like a sackcloth walked out. This old man was the guardian of the Primal Chaos tablets, the one that had 52 clones, Kandeli. It's been a while, hence I came to see you. Nine-Blade Knight was smiling. The two walked side by side into the living room of the mansion, sitting facing each other. The three-eyed old man smiled and poured some wine. Nine-Blade, you wouldn't look for me here without a reason. Speak, what's the matter? Ha ha, then I'll be direct. Nine-Blade Knight smiled. We just discovered a new universe secret area. From our calculations, it belongs to an extremely high level. Ah? The three-eyed old man's eyes gleamed. Universe secret areas, they were naturally formed phenomenon that occur while the vast universe was changing. Through its normal change, stars and planets of the sorts were usually formed. However, under special circumstances, mystical universe secret areas, as big as the Black Dragon Mountain starfield may appear. The actual universe was known as the most vast and ancient universe. The secret areas within the universe secret areas have different levels of dangers. The treasures within two differed. However, normally even the lousiest of new secret areas required at least sector lord level to explore. How high? The three-eyed old man asked curiously. Anything below Knight would most certainly die if they entered. Nine-Blade Knight smiled. Those Emperor Knights, their chances of survival are extremely low. Ah? Interesting. The three-eyed old man's heart jumped. Within the actual universe, there were very few things left that could harm an undying. A secret area that could make anything below a Knight die as they go in, then the secret area must be terrifying. However, the more terrifying it was, it also meant that it was easier to get universe treasures within, treasures that would excite even the Knights. It's been discovered not too long ago. We wouldn't invite anyone we didn't trust. I came personally this time to invite you. Nine-Blade Knight looked at the three-eyed old man. Kandeli, will you go? Kandeli hesitated. Anyway, your clones can protect the Primal Chaos tablets. What's more, there's the city leader here. There's no danger here at all. Nine-Blade shook his head, and the Primal Universe is only a small universe that's still evolving, not even 10 millionth of our actual universe. Our actual universe is the true center. It has been tens of thousands of eras since you've left. It's time to go explore. There might be some huge discovery. The three-eyed old man's eyes gleamed. When you gather, inform me. The three-eyed old man looked at Nine-Blade Knight. Ha ha, with you, we'll have a much bigger guarantee. Nine-Blade Knight laughed. Kandeli was an ancient being within the universe. His power was absolute. All the absolute warriors and races call him Primal Chaos City's guardian. This name resounded even more than Nine-Blade Knight's reputation. And his cloning was the move that gained the most reputation. His cloning was simply splitting part of himself to undyings. Producing a clone was simple. However, Kandeli wasn't the same. Every clone he produced had about 60% strength of the original. Hence, in times of danger, using them to explore and scout was the safest option. Even if a clone was destroyed, it didn't affect Kandeli much. Kandeli, Nine-Blade Knight, these two absolute beings, chatted for a while. Suddenly Nine-Blade Knight frowned. What's the matter? Kandeli frowned too. Small matter. Nine-Blade smiled indifferently. Our newest batch of genius punks, the Rong Jun, who was accepted as Yuan Chen country leader's disciple, just passed the 4th level of the Heavenly Bridge. 4th level. Not bad at all. Kandeli complimented. New batches from the genius competitions coming to Primal Chaos City. It's extremely rare for any of them even past the 4th. HM, plus Rong Jun, this batch already has 3. Bolin, Luo Feng and Rong Jun. Nine-Blade Knight revealed a smile. These 3 punks are very exceptional. They may eventually become your right and left arms. Kandeli said. Nine-Blade laughed. On a balcony of a training quarter. What? Luo Feng, who was originally sitting crossed-legged with his eyes closed, stood up and frowned. Rong Jun passed the 4th level. Rong Jun had passed the 3rd level in the 13th year of coming to Primal Chaos City. However, every 3 levels was a threshold. from the third to fourth level was extremely difficult, whether it was Bolin or himself, they all took a while before passing the fourth level. He's past the fourth, then right now. Luo Feng's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. I'll go try the fifth level now. Mental state and emotions too could affect one's battle abilities. Luo Feng was currently filled with fighting spirit, following which he immediately headed towards the heavenly bridge. Rong Jun passed the fourth level. Another fourth level. The other geniuses almost simultaneously received the news. Virtual universe heavenly bridge. In the center of the beautiful island, silhouettes appeared. So many people. The moment Luo Feng appeared, he saw in the surroundings there were already over 20 youths, and more were still appearing. Obviously the over 800 geniuses all wanted to give it a shot before leaving Primal Chaos City. Rong Jun's breakthrough had spurred everybody to come give it a shot. Luo Feng, there's someone on the 9 universe bridge currently, you'll be next. The black-robed watchman Bevan smiled. Wuka, the huge axe bridge has someone, you'll be next. Watchman Bevan was arranging the order for everybody. Some of them however could attempt straight away. Luo Feng, you are here to try. Wuka stood beside Luo Feng muttering, you are already leading by so much. Rong Jun has caught up too, I cannot relax. Luo Feng smiled. Luo Feng and Wuka spotted a silhouette that just appeared beside, still in the same white robe, carrying that blood blade. Death God Bolin. He's here too. Luo Feng frowned. That white-robed youth spotted Luo Feng and nodded at him, saying softly, Luo Feng. Bolin. Luo Feng's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. Around them over 100 geniuses had already gathered. These geniuses all looked at Luo Feng and Bolin and discussed softly. The two have met again. The last time Luo Feng passed the fourth level and Bolin passed the fifth. Will the two of them pass again today? The heavenly bridge isn't so easy. However, amongst our batch, the only one able to match up to Bolin is Luo Feng. Luo Feng and Bolin only glanced at each other without speaking, however within they were feeling competitive. Luo Feng, you can enter the 9 universe bridge. Watchman Bevan said, Bolin, the universe bridge has someone, you'll be the one after the next person. Luo Feng glanced at Bolin and Bolin glanced back. Luo Feng became a beam of light, and flew straight into the distant 9 universe bridge. 9 universe heavenly bridge, the first 3 levels were shrouded in mist. The 4th and 5th levels were shrouded in squall, reaching the peak. The 5th level's distance from the ocean was extremely high, one could only see the mad winds from the 4th level amidst the darkness, not even the ocean. 5th level. Luo Feng stood on the bridge looking at the tornado ahead. That continuous tornado let out a sound. Choose fighter, controller, hypnotist, choose one, defeat your opponent and you can proceed to the 6th level. Controller. Luo Feng didn't even hesitate. From the tornado a silver-armored silhouette swiftly flew out, wearing a silver mask. The skinny man stood on a dark cloud shuttle carrying a dark golden long rod. His weapons etc. were still similar to Luo Feng's. Coming to try the 5th level at universe level, you must be very confident. The silver-armored man sneered, take out all your strength, otherwise once I attack you won't even be able to defend. Arrogant punk. Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle coldly gazing at the silver-armored man before the tornado. The dark golden long rod behind him swiftly shot out gold beams of light that covered the sky. Large amounts of little golden blades floated before Luo Feng, countless threads weaving through them. Every little blade kept a small distance between each other. On each the complex engravings shot out more golden thread. A total of 1,600 little golden blades, shooting out gold origin lore-infused golden threads that weaved and connected, swiftly forming together a blurry huge totem pillar. Nanshan Armaments 4th level. Optimum power. The totem pillar floated before Luo Feng. Only the 4th level. The silver-clothed man smiled coldly. To be able to use the 4th level of the Nanshan armament at universe level is very impressive, however, to pass the 5th level, that's just a dream. Rumble. While speaking, the golden long rod on his back was like a secret weapon shooting in all directions large amounts of golden light. In an instant, almost like a glaring sun itself, countless golden lights swiftly condensed, every 81 of them forming one golden blade, a total of 36 true golden blades that were 1 kai long, all floating before him. 36 golden blades fused together, large amounts of golden threads weaving and linking them. A 3-meter long dark golden blade, almost like a true golden blade, one couldn't even see any slits between. Without careful examination, one couldn't even see the golden threads in between. This huge blade floated before the silver-armored man. Nanshan Armaments 5th level, Space Slicer. 5th level. Luo Feng thought, so it's that way, this 5th level opponent uses the 5th level of the Nanshan armament. Right now my grasp of the drizzle picture and comprehension of the gold origin laws still cannot produce the 5th level of the Nanshan armament. However, the first picture, the raindrop picture, I've completely seen through the 9 wonders, fusing the 9 into one body. My totem pillar is much stronger than any other totem pillar. Luo Feng very clearly remembered. Back when he first attempted the first level, his heaven-piercing blade was defeated by the opponent's 3 blades into one. This meant one thing: it didn't mean that the higher the level, the higher the strength and power. Go and die. The silver-armored man coldly gazed at Luo Feng. Xiao. The 3m long dark golden long blade immediately tore through the sky and became a gold blur. Rumble, the totem pillar began to roll. I'll make you understand that the 5th level of the Nan Shan armament isn't necessarily stronger than the 4th. Luo Feng thought within, standing on the dark cloud shuttle, the gold blur was already piercing towards him from the distance. Luo Feng however had long shot out what seemed like a golden energy ball that wrapped around the totem pillar. Rumble, the totem pillar rolled, and while it seemed slow, however in an instant it blocked the gold blur. He actually blocked it. Slice through it. The silver-armored man in the distance gazed coldly. The dark golden long blade was like lightning immediately piercing the totem pillar. With a loud clash, the surface of totem pillar shook violently. The spot where it sliced had broken golden threads. Little golden blades began to float up. Rejoin. With a thought, the floating little golden blades immediately re-entered the totem pillar. The law-infused golden threads weaved through them and the totem pillar was once again formed. What a powerful space slicer, indeed the 5th level. Luo Feng was shocked within. He didn't just specialize in studying the space laws. His golden horned beast had never relaxed once on studying the gold origin laws. Gold itself was an immovable and solid law, making the totem pillar extremely hard to destroy. He didn't expect the first clash alone to actually cause the totem pillar to partially crumble. Ha ha, the distant silver-armored man's eyes were filled with disdain, laughing loudly. Punk. Trying to attempt the 5th level at universe level, stop dreaming. Go back and train for another 1,000 years. The dark golden long blade once again pierced through the sky. Luo Feng's expression grew cold. 9-thread loop. Rumble, the totem pillar rolled in mid-air, almost like a giant grabbing the totem pillar and swinging it forward. The totem pillar once again clashed against the golden blade that tried to dodge it. With a loud clash, the golden blur was knocked back and the totem pillar only slightly shaken. The silver-armored man's expression changed. He blocked it again. The dark golden long blade once again became a blur and the space around it began to shake. With a blur, it pierced towards Luo Feng again. Rumble. The totem pillar in mid-air left an image in mid-air and once again slowly rolled to right, before the extremely quick long blade and clashing again. Rumble. The dark golden long blade became a golden blur, and just like a fish in space, time and again pierced towards Luo Feng. The totem pillar, however strangely enough, seemed slow, but managed to block the blade over and over again. Every clash didn't even make the totem pillar crumble. How can it be so quick? The silver-armored man frowned. My 4th level is different from that opponent in the Heavenly Bridge level 4's Nan Shan armament 4th level. Luo Feng revealed a smile, thinking within. Right. This was his trump card for the 5th level, 9-thread loop. Raindrop picture. After seeing through it completely and understanding the 9 blade forms, every blade form represented a wonder of the essence itself, able to make a weapon follow the optimum ripple thread movement to attack. However, as the space ripples were complex, with different and various kinds of ripples, it was like the undercurrent of the ocean. Luo Feng was still unable to use all of it. Only meeting a suitable undercurrent was he able to make his speed reach unbelievable speeds. And the 9 wonders that Luo Feng had comprehended were considered amongst the space laws the most superficial and basic 9. Hence in any space, there would be at least one of them, allowing Luo Feng to rely on these 9, making his totem pillar reach shocking speeds. Also, with these properties, Luo Feng using the 9-thread flow from the 10,000 thread, fusing into one, creating, from his point of view, a perfect way to control the 9-thread loop. With myself as the center, within a 500-meter diameter area, this is my 9-thread loop's absolute control area. Luo Feng stood on the dark cloud shuttle and fiercely rushed towards the distant silver-armored man. Yes, absolute control. Rumble. The totem pillar immediately became 9 totem pillars, within that 500-meter ball-like area, time and again blocking the golden long blade. Go and die. Luo Feng controlled the totem pillar on one end while swiftly heading towards the 2, closing their distance, dragging him into his own absolute area. As long as he entered within, he could easily use the totem pillar to kill his opponent. The silver-armored man's expression changed, immediately stepping on the dark cloud shuttle. 1,000 images appeared in mid-air, fleeing far away. I admit you are very strong, but to beat me, you must be dreaming. The silver-armored man communicated via genetic energy. The distant fleeing silver-armored man was raging, roaring at the not too distant totem pillar of Luo Feng's break. Immediately the extremely fast and unpredictable golden blade that was trying time and again to dodge the totem pillar didn't dodge anymore. It instead chose to destroy the totem pillar itself. Rumble. The golden blade became a beam of golden light, and madly clashed against the totem pillar, smashing the surface violently. Immediately a large amount of the golden threads were broken from the surface. The little golden blades floated. This made the originally very confident Luo Feng change in his expression, not good. The golden long blade didn't stop at all, once again clashing hard into the totem pillar, causing Luo Feng, who was controlling through spirit energy, to go pale. This second fierce attack had made his expression go ugly. This was troublesome. The Nanshan armament's 5th level, Space Slicer, its power was much stronger than what he expected. Originally, he thought he could rely on the 9-thread loop and drag his opponent into his 500-meter absolute area. Once that happens, he could swiftly control the totem pillar to destroy his opponent. As long as the opponent was within his area, the totem pillar's speed exceeded that of the golden long blade. However, the Nanshan armament's 5th level Space Slicer, the long blade that was formed, had 2 properties. One was its speed and the second was its strength. Initially the silver-armored man wanted to use the long blade to dodge past the totem pillar and kill Luo Feng, hence in terms of control, he was focusing more on the speed. However, since Luo Feng unleashed the 9-thread loop and made the speed of his totem pillar within the 500-meter area extremely fast, blocking the long blade easily time and again, his speed fell behind. The first property, speed, was ineffective, however it still had its second. The 5th level, why was it called Space Slicer? Luo Feng finally understood. Just like a beam of light shooting over, Luo Feng didn't dare not block it. If he hadn't, that long blade would have easily sliced right through his head. Rumble. That golden blade pierced straight into the totem pillar. Luo Feng felt his consciousness shake hard. The entire totem pillar's surface, which was struck, almost crumbled totally. Luo Feng could only madly use his spirit energy to reform it. What strong consciousness! I'll see how many times you can block. The silver-armored man roared. If his consciousness wasn't strong, with one clash the totem pillar would have crumbled. The golden horned beast was currently Domain Lord level 6, hence in truth Luo Feng's consciousness was the Domain Lord level 6 golden horned beasts. Naturally it was strong. Otherwise, he couldn't even receive 3 attacks. Not good. Just 3 fierce attacks have used up close to 30% of my spirit energy, and my mental spirit is fatigued. Luo Feng was pale, staring hard at the opponent before him. Rumble. 4th time. Rumble. 5th time. Luo Feng's lips were pale, staring hard at his opponent, reforming the totem pillar time and again as it almost fully crumbles. I don't believe you can keep blocking, even if your consciousness can withstand it. I don't believe your spirit energy won't wear out. The silver-armored man roared, go again. Rumble. 6th time. The totem pillar was once again knocked until 2/3 of it almost fully crumbled. Luo Feng's entire consciousness entered a state of half-blur, as he had used his full strength to control the pillar, requiring a large amount of spirit energy to maintain its form, and spirit energy is linked to one's consciousness. Every clash was a hit on his consciousness itself. Reform. Luo Feng grit his teeth, his spirit couldn't accept defeat, reforming the totem pillar yet again. Gather. Large amounts of spirit energy, almost like countless little hands, grabbed the scattered over 1,000 little golden blades, according to space and golden laws, once again mystically gathering and forming the totem pillar. Each of the blades formed together through the law-infused golden threads. Not right. While reforming the totem pillar, in a blurred state of mind, Luo Feng's mind recalled the 9 universe tablets raindrop picture. This picture had a total of 9 drops. According to theory, Luo Feng had long completely comprehended this picture, understanding its essence. However, at this time, it's this way, it's this way. Luo Feng's eyes gleam brighter and brighter. Totem pillar. Luo Feng's energy soared, quickly completing the reforming of the totem pillar. Go and die. Luo Feng pointed at the silver-armored man. The totem pillar began to roll. The surrounding space was almost like flatbread being rolled. Peng. The distant dark golden long blade once again pierced over. However, as it drew close, its speed seemed to strangely decrease. When it finally clashed, it had already lost a great deal of its original power. How can this be? The distant silver-armored man was filled with shock. Rumble. The almost undamaged totem pillar seemed slow in its roll, immediately flashing and appearing before his face. Pu Kai, almost like crushing an ant, immediately rolling over him, leaving nothing but minced meat. On the dark cloud shuttle in mid-air, the pale Luo Feng's eyes were filled with light, muttering, yes, before when I comprehended the raindrop picture's 9 drops, I however, didn't comprehend the entire picture. Luo Feng looked at the space before him, almost as though he was looking at 9 types of space ripples flowing together and separating, resonating with the 9-drop picture. It was pleasing. 5th level. Successful. It's no wonder that when I went to study the 9 universe tablet and saw the raindrop picture, I always felt it was perfect, but I didn't realize then. I finally get it now. Luo Feng became a beam of light and headed towards the 6th level of the bridge. However, he could feel the incredible rush of adrenaline within him. So, the 9 drops of the raindrop picture, through their interaction and relationship, they can perfectly form one true body. Luo Feng was incredibly happy. Floating Blood was a manual that dissected the 108 wonders. However, in truth, the 9 universe tablet was still something left behind by some absolute ancient being from before. That being, would he carve out a raindrop picture that was that simple? Just like an octopus's tentacles, affecting space. Luo Feng muttered. It was too wonderful. When he unleashed the totem pillar earlier, it originally had kept all of the blade domain within, as it rolled forward to smash the enemy. Hence the name Optimum Power. And with Luo Feng's comprehension of the raindrop picture, as not being solitary, but having interweaving relationships and interaction to form one perfect body, the totem pillar seemed to extend 9 formless arms in the surrounding space, affecting the surrounding space itself. Hence, the opponent's dark golden long blade was pressured by the surrounding space so much that it slowed down, and the totem pillar brutally smashed the enemy. If one said that while comprehending the 9 wonders in the past, I was simply using the universe space ripples to make my attacks faster. Then now, Luo Feng thought, with the 9 as one, I've reached a level through which I can actually affect the space itself. A fish swimming within the ocean. And Luo Feng was this fish, in the space which was the ocean, could affect the ocean itself to pressure the enemy. From flowing in space to affecting it, it was an impressive step. Of course, compared to those who could easily slice through space or warp it, or even other methods, which could completely morph the space coordinates etc., Luo Feng was still far from those. However, his comprehension now exceeded even some sector lords. Luo Feng attempted the 6th level, just for the sake of trying. The 5th itself was extremely difficult. Hence, he deduced that he was still far from the 6th level. However, attempting it would give him an estimate. The 6th level opponent still used the Nanshan Armament's 5th level, Space Slicer. One slash brushed past Luo Feng's totem pillar, straight through Luo Feng's head. Luo Feng's attempt at the 6th level led to a failure. An extremely straightforward failure. According to the Floating Blood manual, I have to completely comprehend the 2nd picture to a passing level before I can pass the 6th level. I've already reached the peak of comprehension for the raindrop picture. As for the 2nd drizzling picture, I've only just begun. To pass the 5th level is already my limit. Through his failure, Luo Feng understood. A solid foundation was extremely important. However, the level of comprehension itself was also very important. The 2nd picture was much more profound than the 1st, its power was also much stronger. Heavenly Bridge, in the center of the bridge, over 300 geniuses were waiting for their turn to attempt it. Bolan, you can enter. Watchman Bevan stood in the distance and said. The white-clothed youth immediately rushed towards the bridge, informing everyone, just now, Luo Feng had passed the 5th level. Watchman Bevan shouted loudly. The originally bustling over 300 geniuses went silent, especially the members of the Heaven and Ground, Absolute Beginning and Primal Region. They were all filled with shock. 5th level. The white-clothed Bolan, who was rushing towards the bridge, stopped suddenly. 5th level. Bolan's eyes gleamed. Then, I definitely have to pass this 6th level, definitely. Bolan accelerated and flew straight for the universe bridge. Luo Feng passed the 5th level. How is it so easy for him to pass it? According to the previous batches of genius competitions, even the most exceptional ones only passed the 4th level in the 30 years. The higher it goes, the harder it gets. Passing the 5th level is extremely difficult. How did he even pass it? He's even caught up to Bolan already. Bolan too is only on the 5th level. Mad, that Luo Feng is too mad. This group of geniuses, along with some that returned their consciousness to Primal Chaos City, were all stunned. I just passed the 4th level. Luo Feng, you passed the 5th already. Rong Jun gripped his earth-splitting blade while his eyes were raging. It's good that you know you are falling behind. As for this huge axe tablet's 2nd form, I'll demonstrate it to you one more time. Beside him a silhouette said slowly, causing the space around to reverberate. Yes, teacher. Rong Jun said respectfully. Primal Chaos City, within Tru Yang's mansion. Tru Yang Emperor, Tong Nan Emperor and Jade Emperor all sat about casually and chatted, very happy. Tru Yang revealed an expression of glee. Congrats. Jade smiled and looked at Tru Yang. Tru Yang, you've accepted an exceptional student. Ha ha, Tru Yang laughed loudly. What? Tong Nan was suspicious suddenly. A while ago, Tru Yang's newest student just passed the Heavenly Bridge's 5th level. Jade smiled. Jade was the informant and collector of data for this batch of geniuses. Hence, she had naturally ordered Watchman Bevan early on to inform her whenever anyone from that batch passed a level. As for Tru Yang, he had done the same earlier. 5th level. Tong Nan put down the wine glass, smiling and clapping. Rare, truly rare indeed. The last batch of Virtual Universe 1000 Geniuses, most exceptional one, had only passed the 4th level in his 30 years. Jade smiled and nodded. Of the most recent 1000 batches of Virtual Universe Geniuses, including 1000 batches from before, 4168 passed the 3rd level in the first 30 years. 926 passed the 4th. 32 passed the 5th. No one has passed the 6th. The Virtual Universe Company organized a competition every 10,000 years. From every batch, those that passed the 3rd level could be counted with one hand. On average, only one passed the 4th. If the standard for that year was lower, no one would even pass the 4th. If it was higher, maybe 2 or 3 would pass the 4th. As for Luo Feng's batch, Bolin, Luo Feng and Rong Jun, the 3 of them had passed the 4th. On average, it takes about 30 competitions for one genius to pass the 5th. Jade smiled at Tru Yang. And these absolute geniuses don't necessarily choose the 9 universe tablet. This Luo Feng is truly a rare seedling for your 9 universe sect in 10 million years. Ha ha, Tru Yang laughed loudly. I will pass this information to the knight. Jade immediately informed him. She didn't go personally this time, because Nine Blade and Guardian Candeli were discussing important matters. Primal Chaos Tablets, Guardian Candelis Mansion. The 2 absolute beings were chatting. Good news. Luo Feng passed the 5th level. Luo Feng. I thought that within your Virtual Universe Company's group of punks, the most exceptional was Bolin. His comprehension of the space laws is extremely high. Many sector lords can't even compare to him. In these 30 years, he has been spending his time studying the time laws. Who would have thought, this Luo Feng is just as exceptional. We just received the news, Bolin passed the 6th level. No surprise there. This Bolin is a rare genius in 10 million years. Over these past 10 million years, there hasn't been anyone from your Virtual Universe Company's new batches to pass the 6th level. It's time one appeared. The one that surprises me is Luo Feng, in terms of improvement speed. These 30 years, his improvement is even bigger than Bolin's. Candeli, you like Luo Feng? Right? Candeli, Luo Feng is not bad, but I still prefer Bolin. The Universe Tablet, reaching the 6th level is not easy, it could be said to be the hardest tablet of all. 9 Blade, diversity cannot compare to specializing. Being too ambitious is not good, to simultaneously control both time and space, how difficult is that? Even you and I can't do that, much less that Bolin. However, this Luo Feng is more grounded. I just got the footage from Watchman Bevan, wow. Luo Feng only used the Nan Shan Armament's 4th level to pass the 5th level. His foundation is very solid. I didn't care too much about him before, but I'm liking this punk more and more. Nan Shan Armament 4th level. Let me see the footage, solid, what a solid foundation. Candeli, you speak right, this Luo Feng will be a shocking existence in the future. Ha ha. Luo Feng couldn't hear the 2 absolute beings speaking. However, he received mail from Watchman Bevan, Bolin passed the 6th level. He actually passed the 6th level. On his balcony, Luo Feng felt a surge of emotions. What's there to be shocked about? Luo Feng, right now you can at most unleash a few hundred images when you move. During the Genius competition before, Bolin could already produce over 1,000. Barbata's voice resounded in Luo Feng's mind. If Bolin had chose to focus only on space, he would have passed the 6th level much earlier. He however chose the Universe Tablet, because he was slowed down by the time laws, hence he only passed the 6th today. Right? Luo Feng nodded. Back during the Genius competition, he could only unleash 9 images. Bolin however could easily produce over 1,000. The starting line for him was far behind Bolin's. At least now I've closed the distance between us. Luo Feng thought. The second day afternoon. Luo Feng came to the Primal Chaos City Leader's mansion, within that secret training room passage. Lord Candeli. Luo Feng bowed respectfully at the 3-eyed old man guardian. The 3-eyed old man smiled and nodded. Wait a moment, the batch inside will be coming out soon. Yes. Luo Feng nodded, but felt curious within. He felt as though this guardian of the tablets was different. He seemed closer than before. After a while, the 6 studying within came out. Go on in. The 3-eyed old man smiled. Work hard. After this study, it'll be quite a while before you return to Primal Chaos City. You should be studying the 2nd and 3rd picture of the 9 Universe Tablet now. The remaining 6, you have no need to study them now. Yes. Luo Feng nodded. Following which he rushed into the room and ordered Barbata, close all contact from the virtual universe, reject any requests, mail etc. I cannot be interrupted during these 7 days of study. Understood. For this sort of thing, I don't even need you to order me to do it. Entering the room, standing before that huge tablet shrouded in primal chaos energies, Luo Feng began his last study of the tablet before he had to leave. This video will end here. Thank you for watching.